You are now tuned in to Insight Sundays, the show that brings you relevant news, youth topics with a new mission and focus for our communities.
What's going on, Indianapolis? It's your main man, Adrian Mickens, here with my co-star co-host,
David Kegler.
And once again, Indianapolis, we have another dynamic show for you. This show is also presented by Harambe Production, of course, on AM 1310, The Light. Right before we get into the show today, we definitely got to give a shout-out to all of our sponsors, which is Andrew J. Brown Academy, Buttons and Bows Hair Salon, Bethesda Southeast Campus, RNS Menswear, Studio 14 Hair Salon, Sam Ash Music Store, and Beach Grove Bible Church. So let's get right into the show. We have, and when I say dynamic, I mean all the way around the border, dynamic brother in the house today by the name of
AJ Miles.
AJ Miles is in the house today, y'all. This brother is a motivational speaker and author and just all around brother to get you inspired to do the right thing.
Yeah, I try to get on my Eric Brown sometimes.
Now, I know there's a lot to cover in the show, but public, just want to let you know, I've seen this brother personally motivate people. I went to one of his services that he did for the first time, which we're going to get into here a little bit later. Not saying that he's a preacher. I don't know if that's that calling spirit on him.
Well, I do have a degree in theology.
There we go.
At that moment, I was at my father's church, and I had an experience I wanted to share with the congregation at the time. So. All
right. So let's kick it off here with you being a author. What inspired you to write the book? It was Love or Fear?
Yes, Love or Fear was your motivation. I always use this this equation, I call it. I followed my heart my whole life, right? So I wanted to play basketball, so I followed my heart and I played basketball. Through basketball, I found my passion. My passion was all about encouraging, motivating, and inspiring children. So I got the opportunity from playing with And1 to do motivational speaking throughout the world. From that, I was just documenting and writing things that made sense to me. And I was going through some things personally, and a friend of mine called me and was like, yo, just live in that moment. It was like a really bad and sad moment. I found out my little brother had cancer. I found out that my cousin's uncle had killed himself, and in the same breath, me and my girl had broke up at the time. It's not my girl anymore, but it was just a lot of different emotions going on. And my friend Steve told me just to write everything down. So I started writing, and I never thought about it again. I had a notebook full of stuff that I thought was good stuff. And then I decided to go back to college, and I got my degree in theology. And my mom had found this notebook, so I was like, it must be meant to be. So I wrote my thesis on Love and Fear, What's Your Motivation, and got Thesis of the Year. They created an award for me to have a thesis of the year, and from that thesis, me and my mom got together and decided to finish the book. So
and that's awesome, man. Whether you're a writer or a typer, either way, I'm a typer, before I'm a writer, but either way, it's always pretty cool to see where you were at a particular time in your life when you go back, and reflect on that. So sometimes that inspires people to be an author. It may inspire to be, a rapper. No matter what it is.
I was a rapper for a second too.
You rap for a second too?
I thought I had the swag to do everything. So
okay.
I got some videos out there and they're pretty hilarious. I wouldn't tell nobody where to find them, but I thought I was a rapper.
That's all right. So talk a little bit about how you're a motivational speaker with the youth. Is it just with the youth, or do you talk with people who's close to our age and 80s babies, or how's that go?
Well, we as me and my friend Mike Brooks have started a company called Real Change, and one of the things we do in the company is go to, because he was a principal, so we go to schools and we talk to the administration, the teachers, and the parents. We get involved with the parent involvement people. So we talk to them about perception and understanding how their fear can dictate how they treat kids coming in. So that's part of the program with Real Change. But as far as me going into high schools, I always try to I go to high schools, junior highs, grade schools. It really don't matter. I talk to women about a lot of things because my book is about finding yourself and understanding yourself. And I want to get that out there. Like, people think my book's on relationships because it's talk about love or fear.
Yeah.
And it's 2 chapters on relationships. And I interviewed a couple, which is my mother and father, who've been married 37 years and got their perspective on it. But majority of the book is about finding yourself and identifying your fears. But what I talk to kids about is dreams. You got to be disciplined, relentless, educated, accountable, and motivated to follow any dream you want to be a part of.
Yes.
So
I love accountable.
That's what we go into.
Accountability.
And relentless.
And
Those are my two
the way
favorites.
I break it down, man, they fully understand it. I bring Westbrook in it. When I talk about education, I bring Lil Wayne in it. Like I make it really relatable to. Like if you read my book, you will see it's very relatable. You will have a passage from the Bible, or a passage from the Bhagavad Gita, or a passage from whatever a spiritual text, and then you will have a clip from The Matrix, or a clip from a Jay-Z song, or a clip from a Kanye song, or then you have a quote from Jordan or whoever. It's very relatable for everybody to understand. I think that's what the gift that God gave me is. I'm able to put things and articulate things to where everybody can understand them.
That's one of the keys is that, we all remember being in church, being younger. It's like,
Right.
whew, like didn't get it. Then, you get older and you're like, man, I got it now. And
sometimes too little, too late.
That goes with a quote Jay-Z says. He said, "This is Jay every day, no compromise, no compass comes with this life, just eyes. So to map it out, you must look inside. Sure, books can guide you, but your heart defines you." When we was little, we read the Bible because we was told to, right?
Yeah,
But when you get older and God enters your heart, it's like you open the Bible up and it's literally talking to you as soon as you pick it up. Or any book or anything, if we learn how to connect with life the right way, no matter what we do, man, something's going to be teaching us. You just got to understand to pay attention.
That's why I love the part when you mentioned about Russell Westbrook and being relentless, because I consider you to be a visionary. And the reason why I say that is because you see things in a visual reference, and then you can interpret it so that it makes sense for everybody. And Russell Westbrook, he is relentless in his play. He will find a way to get a play done. And relatable to life, anybody who wants to start a company, I am pro entrepreneurship.
Yes.
I want, if the whole world could be entrepreneurs, that's the way I would love to see it, but everybody can't do the same thing or the world will be boring.
They could. They don't
That's true.
They don't like the responsibility
Exactly.
of being an entrepreneur,
That's
because
true.
you can't blame your boss, you can't blame your employees.
Exactly.
It's a lot of and I say that because that's what I'm going through right now. Like
create your own capital.
A moment of transparency is that at 36, I'm 36, man. At 36, I'm just now realizing that a lot of things I didn't try to accomplish in my lack of success in life is because I wasn't ready for the responsibility of what it bought. And I knew what type of Spider-Man, man, with great power comes great responsibility. So
It's true. No, it's true, man. Like, people think that's one cheesy quote, man, but I'm serious. Like, I really live by that line. Like, and it's very true, man. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be relentless as a visionary.
You're going to get more
Russell
no's than you're
Westbrook.
going to get yeses.
Russell
Always.
Westbrook got left in the dust. I know we're just giving basketball references.
We can do that. I have a sports
listeners
show.
out there.
We can talk about basketball. I have a sports radio show.
But it's true, he got kicked to the wind to a degree, and Robin had to become Batman, and he's soaring. I don't know if they got the second or third best record in the league right now, but
they killing. He's killing.
They're killing.
But here's what I say about the Batman and Robin thing. I think it's hilarious. I think we got to learn the tricks of the media. They did that to hype Jordan up.
True.
Right? Because if they looked at Batman and Robin the whole time, why didn't they do it with Kareem and Magic?
True.
Why didn't they do it with Bird and McHale, Isaiah and Dumars? They never labeled anybody Batman or Robin. So you look at these players, like Westbrook was never in his life a Robin. He was always a dude, could put up big numbers and be a leader of a team. And then you got people who
All right, sorry.
that's all right. Then you got people who literally were robbing them. They literally they need other players to win. Ain't that LeBron's whole thing is that I need help.
Yeah.
So when you get help, now you got to label somebody Batman and Robin. I look at Kobe and Shaq, for instance. They couldn't have been Batman and Robin. It's more like Batman and Superman. Like, cause the way Kobe approached the game was more like Batman. I got to know everything. I watch every film. I know every little intricate thing. I got to be smarter than you. That's how Kobe approached the game. That's how Batman approaches everything.
Yeah.
But just physically talented, just a Superman that was Shaq. Hands down. But the Batman and Robin whole little thing is funny to me.
Before I get to my next question, I want you to let everybody know where they can find your book at. Where can they purchase it?
It's on Amazon.com. It's on Kindle too. If not, you can always call me or inbox me. You can go on I am AJ Miles on Instagram, Alonzo Miles on Facebook. But yeah, you can purchase the book and we can sit and talk about it. Right now, as we speak, I'm going over each chapter. I reread it, and I'm going over every chapter and posting it every single day about what I felt this chapter was and how I feel the book can be better and stuff like that. So
Got you. All right. So this will be our last question right before we transition into our second segment.
Okay.
We just had the election, and
Right.
I know we had talked about this before. I said, Alonzo, you're going to have one heck of a show, man, because you're going to be following this election.
Yes.
So what would you tell people who are in our generation, meaning what we were talking about previously in the prior Harambe segment, of Generation X, which is us, and now rolling into the millennials, because we are and going to be for the millennials, the new working class and or already the working class of this generation. So what would you tell them about the election that just occurred?
It's a wonderful election, right? Back in the day when we was growing up, a lot of things was wool over our eyes.
Yeah.
We couldn't see things, right? We just knew that we had to be a Democrat, we had to be a Republican, we had to vote for these reasons. It wasn't a lot of exposure going on. Well, with the millennials, they have something we don't, and they have information. This is the information age. So now you see the Electoral College is picking the president. Now you see why you should or you shouldn't vote. Now you see why your vote's important. The millennials did their job. They all voted for Hillary. If you really want to keep it 100, like they did their job, and not saying Hillary was the better or the worst of the two evils. That's like a hilarious thing. Hillary has been in politics for 30 years, and I'm not saying she's great or good, but voting for Trump was kind of like a wake-up call to see, like, he ran his whole campaign on bigotry, sexism, racism, hate. He ran his whole campaign on that, and they elected him into the office. It's not that he might go into the office and not do anything he told them and really turn up, but the fact that he got elected by pushing hate as a millennial should give you hope that, you know what, this is the system that we're in. Now, how do we play this system? How do we become entrepreneurs, bring our own community up, bring our own selves up, understand that our vote has power, like Killer Mike said, put our vote in a position to where we'll withhold the vote until the Democratic Party does something for black people. Obama was in office for 8 years, and I'm a super Obama fan because I see everything about consciousness. I don't see just what have you done for me lately. I feel like an inspiration by itself is that Obama being in office brings the black family back. It puts 8-year-olds, anybody's 8 years old and under is going to look at a black man as the number one person, the most powerful person in the world. So,
gotcha.
So at the end of the day, I do think this is great for them because things are not hidden. You see it. Now, what's to say? What's the quote they tell everybody? If you know better, you'll do better.
Yeah.
Right.
So now you know better. So are you doing better or are you not?
Here's the absolute last question, and just answer it either way.
All right.
Should we live Martin's dream or Malcolm's plan?
I think me and you had this conversation. I'm going to answer as fast as possible. I think when you learn things from your elders, you have to learn the very last thing that they was talking about. We are stuck in Martin Luther King being turned the other cheek, and we're stuck in Malcolm X saying by any means necessary, right? But at the end of both of their lives, they was on the same path. Let's come together. Let's bring this together and understand what we're doing as a community. And I don't want to say black people because I hang with a lot of Moors, but as melanated community, we look and we see what we can and cannot achieve. Pay attention to Malcolm at the end. You know, he was opening his arms to other people, but he was like, let's fix us first. Pay attention to Martin Luther at the end. He said, I feel like I ran my people into a burning house. So he knows what was going on now. So now that they all know, pay attention to what they're saying at the end. Then as a millennial or a young person or whatever we got to do, we take the information that our elders gave us and then make it better. Learn from their mistakes and then make what they did better. So at the end of both of their lives, they actually was saying the exact same thing, but society and the media has manipulated us into believing that it's still turn the other cheek and by any means necessary. The funny thing about Malcolm X is that they depict him as the violent one. And you can't name me one time where he got violent once he became Malcolm X.
Very true.
And you can't name him one time where they ever tried him and put their hands on him.
Very true.
That mentality is what they're afraid of.
Strength.
It's not the violence. They're afraid that if we hit you and you think you can hit us back, we don't like that. So we're going to paint that person as a violent whatever, but it's funny.
That's true. All right. So once again, we appreciate everybody for listening right now. We're going to
appreciate y'all bringing me out.
No problem at all, Alonzo. We're going to switch over to the second segment here in just a second. Please follow us on Facebook, Insight Sundays. You can watch us live once again, Facebook, Insight Sundays. We'll see you guys here in just a second. Welcome back, Indianapolis. It's your main man, Adrian Mickens, once again with my co-star, co-host,
David Kegler.
And once again, it's time for our second segment. Right before we do that, quick shout out to all of our sponsors: Andrew J. Brown Academy, Buttons and Bows Hair Salon, Bethesda Southeast Campus, R&S Menswear, Studio 14 Hair Salon, Sam Ash Music Store, and Beach Grove Bible Church. So, this second segment, we have another play production company in the house by the name of...
My name is Kyla Adams, and our company is called KaidyDid Productions.
And on the line, we have...
In here.
Caller.
Hi, this is Duchess Duvall, and I'm with KaidyDid Productions.
KaidyDid Productions. That's what I'm talking about, ladies. This is awesome. I got a good sense of a feeling that this play, has to do with, I believe it was domestic violence of some sort.
Domestic violence. It's in awareness of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's just kind of follow into it. Right before we do that, I want to make sure that everybody knows that if you're listening or following on Facebook, please call in to 239-1310. We have 2 tickets.
2 tickets.
2 tickets that you can win in. You have to be the 4th caller, so please go ahead and call in now. Our producer is ready to take your name and number. Again, if you're the 4th caller, you're going to win 2 tickets to the play. So I'm going to start off with our in-studio guest here right now. What is the origins of the company? How did you guys get together as actors, or was it producers first, writers first? How did everything come about?
Well, the origin of the company is, again, called KaidyDid Productions, and those who know me know that I have a daughter named Kaden.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted her to be proud of me, and I wanted to have something to pass down to her.
Awesome.
Hence the name KaidyDid Productions.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Duchess and I, we met when we toured with Color Purple. And ever since then, we've had a lifelong friendship and a great partnership.
Got you.
What role did you play on The Color Purple?
I was one of the church ladies.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I actually seen that play, and I knew Duchess. I knew you had looked so familiar. That's where I seen you from the Color Purple play.
Yeah,
Let me tell you,
I still can't get rid of that Suge Avery name.
Sugar.
I'm telling you, man. Y'all, Miss Duchess can sing.
Yes, she can.
She had on her dress and everything else. Well, she was ready for the Color Purple. So, explain, Mrs. Duchess, how did you get, inspired to be an actor? Has it something you just always been loving ever since a kid, or something that you just kind of fell in love with in your teenage years or early 20 years?
Oh, man. I mean, it's like any individual in the arts. A rapper has always been a rapper. A dancer has always been a dancer. An actor, singer. I mean, I've just always been that. I actually grew up singing classical music. So I'm better with classical music and production and Broadway plays more so than I am, the little club settings and your little gigs that you have around town or whatever. So that's I'm and now I can get down with the get down, but when it comes to being inspired and what drives me, it's definitely the stage.
No, trust me. I remember, y'all. I'm telling you, Miss Duchess don't sing, she sang. And for anybody who knows, y'all know that's the difference between singing and singing. So, Dave, you got any quick questions?
So, first off, in The Color Purple, did you do the famous Suge Avery line, "You show is ugly"?
Oh, of course I did that. Of course.
So, explain us about or to the public specifically, about this play. I know she gave a quick synopsis over it, but what's some in-depth, without giving it away, what's some things that people can look forward to? I know this is an original play, correct? Originally
yes.
written. So what's some stuff that people can look forward to, irony wise, that they may not expect?
Yeah, I can answer that. The play really is evolved around a husband and wife who the husband has always abused physically, mentally, verbally the wife and the 2 daughters. Well, the two daughters grow up in that lifestyle. And like today, many individuals, they can't escape it, regardless as to whatever the reason is, monetarily or for personal reasons, for self-esteem, whatever the reasons are, you just don't escape it. And you grow up raising children in that environment. Well, the oldest daughter, who's played by myself, I play Kylan, I figure, I'm just going to go to college and I'm going to get away with things. And I come back and my mom's old friend has a son. You know, we've always known each other growing up, and we, of course, we get married, not to know that this cycle is going to repeat.
Yeah.
So the two sisters have to decide, will this continue or will this bondage end? And when I say there's, you think I sing, some of the cast members,
Yes.
oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes,
you know, if anybody remembers Celie from The Color Purple, we brought her back as well. So, you know, she and in The Color Purple, Celie and Suge does a duet together. And, you know, the youngest daughter's name in our play is called, her name is Tristan. So she and Kylan, I mean, we're just gonna go at it again. I mean, we've got dynamic duo is singing a song again together.
Yeah.
The most comedic part of the show is nosy church ladies. You always have church ladies around who, you know, really try, who
Can't escape 'em.
who try to help. But they really being nosy, and then they just say this family needs therapy. But you know, there's even some abuse within that too. So we're exposing abuse in every avenue, through the church,
Yes.
through your
All it
personal
is,
life,
yeah.
through business. You know, Kylan grows up and has, you know, she's a professional businesswoman. You know, you see abuse through there. So we just want to spread this message to the community.
No.
You know, if it enlightens your eyes, if it, you know, someone you can be working shoulder to shoulder with, you have no idea. And I just want to add this too, not only for the women, but there are men out here being abused as well.
Yes.
You know, not just children, not just women. There are men that are being abused as well. So this play really exemplifies and exposes domestic violence. So we want to get the community out here to, you know, really support us, get behind us. We try to make the seats, you know, generally priced so that you can, you know, bring everyone and kind of restore a family back to theater. That's what we
Yes.
used to do.
Yeah,
That's really
no,
what
sure.
we used to do. So, you know, we just believe that KaidyDid can have true to life entertainment, and that's what we want to do.
So a quick follow-up question here. I know that you guys' play again is surrounded, you know, it's core based behind domestic violence. So do you guys have any sponsors who've kind of helped you guys with this production that you want to give a shout out to, or how can somebody be a part, you know, to help fund this for the future, you know?
Right. Well, they can, for future endeavors, they can reach out to our website, which is www.KaidyDidProductions.com, and that's KAID as in dog, Y, DID Productions.com. For this production, you know, Duchess and I have pretty much
Sold up, gotcha. Okay.
well, I mean, we funded it ourselves, so
Got you, I see.
a lot of hard work,
Always entrepreneurs.
sacrifice.
I love an entrepreneur.
And,
Man.
you know,
It's
of course,
so awesome.
of course, anything on the ground, it's going to be a lot of hard work,
Yes.
a lot of groundwork put into it. But we're, you know, with a lot of prayer and sacrifice, we're getting it done.
Amen. All right.
We're getting it done.
So this is for both of you ladies. How long did it take to write a play from the ground up?
Well, this play, not to give away my age, but I wrote this play in high school, when I was in high school. Since then, we've done it about three or four times. Well, no, about 2 or 3 times. When Duchess came a part of the production company, her and we rewrote it.
Gotcha.
So we rewrote it for the time.
Revised, yeah.
But still, we had to put new material in there. We had to make it what's what I'm looking for? We had to make it acceptable for now. You know, because a lot of stuff back then in 1996, it wasn't relevant then. But
Gotcha.
so to rewrite it still took a lot of time to rewrite it as it would an original from the ground up.
All right, so Miss Duchess, this will be the last question of the interview, and of course the most important one. Where is the play? How much are the tickets, and what time is it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The play is December 3rd. That's December the 3rd. Downtown at the Athenaeum Theater, the Basel Historic Athenaeum Theater. And that address is 402 I'm actually
407.
I'm sorry, 401 East Michigan Street. I repeat, that's the Athenaeum Theater, 401 East Michigan Street. It's right behind the Murat Theater, behind the Murat Theater, not at the Murat, behind where the YMCA and the Rathskeller is. The theater is right there. We have 2 shows at 2:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. on December 3rd. Come check us out. You do not want to miss the singing, laughing, spoken word, great acting. I mean, it's going to make you laugh, cry, and then build you up again and restore you and hopefully bring you, to a great feeling of coming back to theater again.
All right, so we appreciate it. Once again, we thank everybody for tuning in to Insight Sundays and a Ron B Show production. Thank you for all of our listeners on Facebook, Insight Sundays, Twitter, Insight Sundays, Snapchat, Insight Sundays, and Instagram at Insight Sundays. As we always say, we're not here for a long time.
Here for a good time.